Let's talk about the season premiere of Mama June Family Crisis. It starts off with June, and she's working out on this vibration plate that she purchased. And I've been seeing all the girlies on TikTok working out on vibration plates. And Mama June swears by it. She claims between this and Ozempic, she's been able to lose a gang of weight, and she's looking the skinniest that she's looked in a hot minute, and she's trying to keep pushing to her goal weight of 170. As she keeps going the rate she is, she'll be there in only a matter of time. And even Pumpkin's lost 80 pounds. She said it's due to mostly dealing with stress in her private life with Josh. So while June's working out, Justin was giving some folded up towels to Anna's daughter, and Anna's daughter was like, "Hey, have you been on TikTok recently?" And Justin was like, "No." And she's like, "Well, you might want to check it out because Alana is on TikTok spilling all the tea." And then she shared like this clip of Alana talking about how her mom hasn't paid her back yet. And I could tell that this clip was like they made her do this just so they could get the clip out of it, because this wasn't the original live. I remember the live that she did, and it was like towards the end of when their last season was premiering, and June was hot. I remember she went like on a whole Instagram rant after this live. It was a whole thing. But anyways, she goes live, and June's just all sorts of pissed off because Alana told her last time she saw her, like, "Okay, Mama, you can pay me back. I'm not going to charge you any interest, and I don't need it right this second." I don't know how long it's been. I'm assuming it's probably been about at least 6 months or so. So Alana's mad that she hasn't got her money yet. I don't know if June's been making payments or what. Like, if June's been trying to pay it off, then I can understand that. Like, give her a break. Like, $30,000 at once, that's a lot of money. Like, I know June makes a lot of money, but how she makes money off the show is just when the show's airing. So she just makes a lot of money like half of the year, and the other half of the year she's just making mediocre money. But if she hasn't even begun to start paying Alana any money, then that's wrong as hell. And I can understand Alana for wanting to keep her foot on her neck to make sure she doesn't forget, because if not, I feel like Mama will be the type to just try to sweep things under the rug and hope that everybody just forgets about it and she can just move on with her life. But nope, they're not about to let up off her. So June tries to call Alana, and Alana is not answering. And so June decides to jump in her car and go over and confront Pumpkin and Jessica. So she's on her way there, and meanwhile, Pumpkin's back at her warehouse, and this warehouse that they showed on the show, this isn't her actual warehouse. This is a warehouse that they rented just so she could pretend this is her warehouse to show on the show, so she didn't give her actual location for her actual warehouse at. The warehouse she did have, she was evicted from, and she no longer has, and she claims that she's in the process of trying to build her own building on her property. They did show a few clips where Pumpkin was filming from her phone and showing off the progress of inside the building, like when she's painting all the walls pink. And this was her actual building, the footage that she filmed herself, but all the footage that was filmed like of her like walking in front of the building, no, that was a totally different building. So Pumpkin, at the time she bought this warehouse, she's on top of the world. She was getting all kinds of orders left and right for her sister's closet business. She said she went from having a few thousand live viewers every night to over 30,000 live viewers. Her former employees revealed that she was making up to $4,000 to $5,000 a night. And towards the end of her business, I've been reporting this in some of my previous videos, she was doing sales where she didn't have the inventory and was selling over $5,000 worth of merchandise she didn't even have, and then she went out and blew the money, and now she's back after a 2-month hiatus from her business in real time, trying to get some customers back and new customers that don't know about her reputation. And she was posting all this stuff, and she said she's gonna make up for all the credits and the orders from the holidays of people who made orders and didn't get anything. And I was adding it up, and when I was adding up all the people who listed the amount of they had been ripped off, it was well over $10,000. Like, how do you come back from that? Like, she would literally have to be reinvesting all the money she makes into giving it to the customers and making up for all the losses. And I don't know if I see her doing that. If she does, it's going to take quite a bit of time, but we'll see if she actually follows through. But at the time, her business was thriving and doing so good. She had her sister Jessie helping her, and even Jessie was like, you need to put me on the payroll. And I'm like, damn, she isn't even paying her sister. She was her sister slaving away for hours and isn't even paying her anything. I would be mad too. I would go get me a job and be like, no ma'am, I'm too busy to be packing orders for free. Jessie was like, why doesn't Josh help you? Because I do remember Josh used to help her on the lives, but I understand why he doesn't, because with all the kids they have, somebody's got to be there to watch the kids. So unless they hire like a nanny to watch the kids while he's helping her, I don't know. And like at the beginning when he was helping her, like in her early lives, that's when she was getting like a lot of orders and stuff mixed up. I know LB made a video covering like some of the mix-ups she was doing on orders, and it was just a whole mess. But anyways, she said Josh really doesn't know how to do anything anymore. And you could tell she just wanted to say a lot more than what she was saying, but she's keeping it short and sweet. And Jessica was like, well, what happened to me and Cheyenne being able to use Josh's sperm to have a baby? And I heard that was allegedly just all for TV. That was just not even real to begin with. But Pumpkin's like, no, that's not happening. And she's like, that's completely opposite from what you were saying last time I talked to you. You acted like you were going to talk to Josh. Then Pumpkin just like had an attitude with Jessica and told her that she had to go to an appointment. And Jessica was like, what's the appointment for? She's like, I can't tell you, HIPAA law. And then she just storms out the door. And then she shows up at this counselor, and apparently Pumpkin and Josh have been seeing a counselor for the past few weeks. I don't know how long it was, but I know for at least a few weeks. And Josh really wasn't opening up as much as he should have in these meetings, and I don't think Pumpkin really was either. This therapist was confused because this is supposed to be marriage counseling for Pumpkin and Josh, and here's Pumpkin rolling in the door looking all depressed with Josh nowhere in sight, saying that Josh didn't want to come. And the marriage counselor was like, okay, well, where are you at? And she's like, well, I decided that I'm pretty much done with this marriage. She has made it up 100% in your head. And you know, once you get to that spot where you have it made up in your mind, there's no going back. She has made up her decision. She's ready to tell Josh she wants to leave, and she wants to explore other options. And I think the girl that recently came out and revealed that she was messing with Pumpkin while she was married to Josh, I think she said it best when Pumpkin and Josh got married so young that they really didn't have a chance to explore other people. Since they were never able to get that out of their system, I think that's kept both of them curious of what it would be like to be with this person or to do this. And I think that curiosity has gotten the best of the both of them. I know for sure with Pumpkin, and I really wouldn't be shocked if it's happened with Josh too, but I don't know. I don't have 100% proof with Josh yet. But she was being very vague about the reasoning behind why she didn't want to be with Josh. And I thought it was hilarious when she's like, well, I know I probably am like my mama when I probably stay longer than I should. And they show a clip of Sugar Bear giving Mama June a container with a squirrel saying, here baby, I brought you a snack. And I'm like, why are you using this clip? Like, oh my god, the producers are hilarious. But anyways, Pumpkin said, you know, we got married young, we had the issues with my mama, and our marriage always came last. And she's willing to admit that she knows she wasn't no angel either. And I just have a feeling that they both cheated on each other. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I guess we'll ever see if any more tea ever does come out. But she doesn't want to fully expose what happened. She's just being like, yeah, we had issues, we didn't work out, that's it. Which to me, who I seem to think of myself as someone who's pretty good about seeing in between the lines, I feel like the reason why neither one of them want to go into details is because it's probably really bad and it probably makes the both of them look like shit. So they're both protecting each other because they don't want the other person to expose how bad they really were to each other. That's just my personal opinion, because otherwise, go and talk about what exactly made you get there. I thought we were going to get more from Pumpkin. I was disappointed. And I thought maybe the producers or maybe the therapist would have pushed more, but they were just like completely not following up with anything. They just let Pumpkin keep it vague, keep it short. But I think they also sensed that Pumpkin was setting that boundary and she wasn't willing to dive deeper, and probably would have gave them pushback if they tried to do that anyways. Pumpkin said that the marriage is pretty much dead. She wants to divorce Josh. And the therapist was like, well, how do you want to go about this? And she recommended that Pumpkin do it in a therapy session that they're going to schedule 2 weeks from then, which I think that's a lot of time from then, but I guess they want to give Pumpkin ample enough time to really think this decision through before she just jumps the gun and acts on emotions. So she sat there and agreed to it. Then she went back home. And meanwhile, Josh is just worried sick because he can feel it deep down in his heart that his marriage is pretty much in shambles and that they're probably on their last leg, but he feels like that leg has already been broken. This scene right here is so obvious it was set up by producers, because you don't ever see Josh and Justin all buddy buddy like this, and it just seemed like kind of awkward, like this is the first time that they're going out together without anybody else around. It just, yeah, you could just tell that they weren't 100% comfortable around each other. And here Josh is trying to be super vulnerable. He's crying his eyes out at this restaurant around all these people as he's eating pancakes and talking about the fact that he knows that his marriage with Pumpkin's over. He doesn't know what else he can do. He feels like he's tried everything he can. I don't know. The way that I've seen them correspond with each other, it doesn't seem like they tried everything they can, but maybe they have behind closed doors and we haven't seen that, and then we're just seeing them at the very end tail. I don't know. I saw someone on Reddit claim that what we're seeing is allegedly after Justin and Pumpkin, or not Justin, but Josh and Pumpkin split up, and they had Josh go back and pretend he was still there. You know, they have to reenact some things, that things go down while they're not filming. I don't know if that's the case or not, but you can definitely tell even Pumpkin and Josh feel uncomfortable being around each other. It's like they don't even know each other anymore, which is crazy, like how far they come from where they started. And Justin, I think he knows deep down that Pumpkin's done with Josh's ass, and that's why he really wasn't like trying to encourage it. He's just like, yeah, buddy, you can't sit there and just sit and soak in that all day long and keep thinking about it. You gotta sit there and focus on your kids and focus on you. Justin didn't have a lot to say, but he did give him good advice. The short little advice he did give him, it didn't really seem to make Josh feel any better, though. He feels pretty hopeless at this point. And then next thing you know, we see Pumpkin, and she decided to hire this girl she used to go to school with named Paisley. And this girl, Paisley, is actually the girl that exposed Pumpkin for not fulfilling a lot of her orders with her business and just all her shady business practice. But at the time, Paisley just got hired, and she was being a really good employee and really helping Pumpkin out a lot and just taking a lot of the work off her shoulder. Then we see Pumpkin, and she decides she wants to do this vendor event. And I actually spoke about somebody who was very unhappy with one of her vendor events that she canceled and didn't refund this lady's money. I talked about in my previous video, so check that out if you haven't already seen it. But she wanted to do this vendor event with like 50 vendors and charge them like 50 a pop. And she wants to do it at the park, which I'm pretty sure she'll probably be able to do it there for free or close to free. And she had to go talk to the mayor, and the mayor has to get permission from the city council to see if she can do it. Well, spoiler alert, she was able to do it. But the one thing the mayor wanted to know before she dug deeper into getting permission is if June was gonna be there. And she had like this cringe look on her face, like, okay, yeah, girl, you can do your event, but I'd rather your mama not be there. And Pumpkin's like, yeah, she'll be there, but we'll make sure we keep her in line. And she's like, yeah, make sure you do that. And so then we see Pumpkin go back home, and she's sitting there working on some of her business. And Josh comes up, and Josh was like, hey, I think we need to talk. We never talk except like when we're in the counselor sessions. And she's like, that's not my fault you didn't go. And he's like, yeah, but some days I just need a day to myself where I don't have to worry about shit. I think Pumpkin has already moved on at this point, and that's why she's not putting any effort in whatsoever. She's just putting all her time and energy into her business. I mean, that's understandable, but I mean, if you want this marriage to work, but I feel like she's fully given up on it, and she's admitted that. So in the next episode, we're going to see them finally sit down and have a conversation. I wonder how many episodes it's going to be before we're introduced to Josh's cousin, Pumpkin's new boyfriend, Darren. And Mama June actually revealed that Josh is related to Sugar Bear. So Darren is actually Sugar Bear's first cousin. And Pumpkin is dating him. That is just so weird. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.